Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the channel where the glossy brochures meet the harsh light of reality, where spec sheets get tested against real-world expectations, and where cars, whether they're mainstream family haulers or high-octane machines, have to prove if they're truly worth your hard-earned money. Today we've got something that sits right in between practicality and pure muscle, the 2026 Dodge Durango SRT. Dodge has always been about delivering raw power with unapologetic style, and the Durango SRT is their attempt to make sure that the SUV segment doesn't forget about good old American performance. So let's put it under the microscope and see if Dodge has nailed it this time or if it's just relying on nostalgia and horsepower to stay relevant. Exterior. From the very first glance at the front, you immediately realize this isn't a typical family SUV. Dodge has gone all in with its SRT styling cues. The hood is aggressive, with functional heat extractors that aren't just there for looks. They help this beast breathe when the engine gets pushed to its limits. The headlights are slimmer now, with a meaner, squinting look, giving the Durango SRT a predatory stance. The grille is large, wide, and carries Dodge's signature crosshair-inspired design language, although more modernized for 2026. The front bumper is sculpted with wide air intakes that practically scream performance. It doesn't just look intimidating, it looks like it's ready to bully anything that dares to sit in the fast lane. Swinging around to the side, the Durango SRT's proportions are both muscular and surprisingly sleek for such a big vehicle. It rides on massive wheels. 820s are standard, but most people will likely opt for the 22-inch forged options. The side profile carries strong shoulder lines and slightly flared fenders that remind you this SUV isn't pretending to be delicate. Dodge has also done a good job keeping it modern. Flash door handles and cleaner surfacing make it feel up-to-date compared to rivals that lean on boxier designs. The side skirts are low and sporty, hinting that this isn't your average grocery getter. Blacked-out window trim and optional two-tone roof treatments also give it that sinister presence that Dodge fans crave. Now when you move to the back, things get even more aggressive. The taillights stretch across the rear with Dodge's trademark LED racetrack design, instantly recognizable at night. The rear bumper is sculpted with a diffuser-style finish, and of course, you've got those dual exhausts that look more like cannons than pipes. And yes, they sound just as aggressive as they look. A subtle roof spoiler finishes off the look, but make no mistake, the back of the Durango SRT is all about intimidation and performance cues. This isn't the kind of SUV that blends in quietly at the mall parking lot. It makes a statement wherever it goes. Interior. Step inside, and the story gets a little more balanced. Dodge knows the Durango SRT can't just be about muscle, it has to function as a family vehicle too. The cabin greets you with a mix of performance touches and comfort-focused amenities. The driver gets a flat-bottom steering wheel wrapped in leather with SRT badging and paddle shifters, reminding you that even though this is an SUV, it's a performance machine at heart. The seats are heavily bolstered, available in leather and Alcantara, and you can spec them with contrast stitching that matches the exterior paint. They're comfortable enough for long trips but aggressive enough to hold you in place during spirited driving. The tech story is strong too. Front and center is Dodge's updated Uconnect 6 system displayed on a massive 14-inch touchscreen. It's fast, responsive, and supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's also a fully digital 12.3-inch driver display that can be customized with performance pages, showing everything from G-force meters to lap timers to real-time horsepower output. The center console is chunky and driver-focused, with big, easy-to-use controls that feel right at home in a muscle SUV. In the back, passengers aren't left out either. The second row can be had as captain's chairs, and there's an available rear seat entertainment system with screens and streaming capability to keep kids or passengers occupied on long drives. Third row space is decent for adults on shorter trips, though it's best for kids. Cargo space remains one of the Durango's strengths, easily swallowing luggage, groceries, or sports gear while still delivering muscle car vibes. Performance, though, is where the Durango SRT makes its boldest statement. Under the hood, you still get that glorious 6.2-liter supercharged HEMI V8, now tuned for 2026 to deliver around 720 horsepower and 645 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission that snaps off shifts with authority. 0 to 60 happens in just about 3.5 seconds. Remember, this is a 3-row SUV that weighs north of 5,500 pounds. That's insane. Top speed sits comfortably over 180 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest full-size SUVs on the planet. The all-wheel drive system has been recalibrated for better torque distribution, meaning it can still shred tires if you want to, but it also keeps everything in line when conditions get tricky. Dodge has also stiffened up the suspension for 2026, giving it more composure in the corners without totally killing ride comfort. Adaptive dampers let you switch between street comfort and track-focused stiffness. Braking is handled by massive Brembo brakes that do a surprisingly good job of hauling this heavyweight back down from supercar speeds. Fuel economy? Well, if you're asking that, you're probably looking at the wrong SUV. Expect something in the range of 12 miles per gallon city and 18 highway if you're lucky. But let's be honest, nobody's buying a Durango SRT for its gas mileage. This is about muscle, noise, and the experience of driving something that feels alive every time you hit the start button. Price-wise, the 2026 Dodge Durango SRT starts around $95,000, but with options like upgraded wheels, premium sound systems, and performance packages, it's easy to cross the $110,000 mark. That puts it in competition with performance SUVs from BMW, Mercedes-AMG, and even Lamborghini's lower trims. But here's the difference: the Durango SRT delivers its performance with raw American muscle and attitude, not polished European finesse, and for a lot of buyers, that's exactly what makes it appealing. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Dodge Durango SRT is a dying breed in a world racing toward electrification and hybridization. It doesn't care about efficiency or subtlety. It's a celebration of noise, speed, and muscle in a family-sized package. It's outrageous, it's impractical, it's thirsty, but it's also one of the most entertaining SUVs you can buy today. If you're looking for an SUV that hauls your family and hauls down the drag strip with equal confidence, the Durango SRT still stands nearly alone. And that wraps up today's review. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more unfiltered, real-world car reviews, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Car Flash, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next review. Until then, drive safe, keep your foot down when the road opens up, and I'll see you in the next one.